Michael Clark, Michael Clark, Michael Clark,
Michael Clark,
Michael Clark, Michael Clark, Michael Clark, Michael Clark, Michael Clark, Michael Clark, Michael Clark,
Michael Clark, Michael Clark, Michael Clark, Michael Clark.
This week's all about Michael Clark here on our final Vodcast for Dance Umbrella 2007. And he's going to be performing a trilogy of works down at the Barbican.
Yeah, and as you know, I'm a big fan of trilogies, Tom.
Yeah. You are, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's weird with trilogies, isn't it? With in kind of dance, they call it a trilogy.
Yeah,
in
and
art,
in books.
Books, they call it a trilogy. Art, it's called a triptych.
Yeah, and sometimes video works, they call those they have triptychs, don't they?
Yeah. But I thought it was in dance, it was a triplet.
No, that's a step, isn't it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. And I went down to my local gastro pub for dinner last night, and now I got a trio of sausages.
Trio of sausages?
Yeah.
That's a bit pretentious, isn't it?
Too right, it was pretentious. I only got 2.
Really, 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, Michael Clark will be doing his...
I've got plenty mash though with it.
Yeah, he'll be doing his trilogy of
Stravinsky
stuff.
So there's Apollo,
yeah,
which is called O.
O, yeah. MMM, which is his Rite of Spring piece, or sometimes called it depends how you say it, I don't know.
And I Do, which is his brand new one.
That's the new one. And he's going to do them all back to back.
Yeah, and it says that in the Dance Umbrella brochure, it says that the show might contain nudity.
Yeah, which is a funny way of putting it, because that's a bit like what they put on bags of nuts. I mean, they don't put they don't put contains nudity on bags of nuts.
No, they say
may contain nuts.
Yeah, which I suppose this show may well do.
Yeah, well, it will do if it contains nudity, isn't it?
Absolutely. It is a funny way of saying it.
It is, because all shows contain nudity. Like even this vodcast contains nudity, doesn't it? It's just that it's well contained in what we're wearing.
Yeah, yeah. And like, you know, manufacturers of nuts.
Yeah.
They write may contain nuts, which seems bizarre, doesn't it? When you can like see the nuts.
Yeah.
They're there.
Yeah. Unless they're covered in chocolate.
Yeah.
Then you can't see them.
Absolutely.
So then it's reasonable.
Yeah. But I don't think in the Michael Clark show that there's going to be chocolate covered nuts. I mean, I know they've got a history of having kind of outlandish costumes.
You never know.
But I don't think
you never know with Michael Clark.
No.
I mean, it could be that, you know, the title I Do could be a response to the question, have you got chocolate covered nuts?
I don't think so.
It might be though.
I'm not sure it is though.
Well, you know, you never know.
Splinter Group, who have been performing at the pit, also at the Barbican. They had trouble with the car. There's a car on stage.
They had a problem, didn't they?
It came over on the freight and it got halfway here and then it had to go back to Australia.
Yeah, which was tricky. You know, it just kind of, something went wrong halfway and turn around, straight back.
And so they've had to get a new car, which isn't the same one that they've been working with.
What's the one they've been working with then?
I don't know what the one that they've been working with in London is a Ford Mondeo, but it's not quite right.
It's not quite. So what do they kind of have to kind of change it about, knock it about and stuff like that?
Yeah, they have to take the engine out. But the thing, the tricky thing is the cars in the UK aren't the same as the cars in Australia.
Right.
They have special models in Australia, similar but with different names.
Right. So,
well, for example, the Ford Mondeo in Australia is called a Ford Barbecue. Yeah.
What about, say, like something like the Honda Civic or something? What's that?
That's a Honda Wallaby.
And what about the car that they had that they were bringing over? What was that? What was that then? The one that they were bringing over and kind of got halfway and had to go back.
Well, that's the Peugeot Boomerang.
The Boomerang.
Yeah. Good car.
Is it?
Yeah. Nice.
Right.
Handling's not so good.
Yeah. Tricky handling. Steering. It's got a mind of its own. Films.
There's some films.
Series of films on. There's a load of dance films on
from the early 80s and 80s and 90s.
That's right, and it's all part of this kind of Channel 4 25-year celebration, and it's on at the BFI, which is where the NFT is.
Is it? Where's that?
Well, it's part of the SBC, isn't it? You know, just below the under the QEH, next to the RFH. You know, if you go when you're going down towards, if you're going down, you go past the HSBC.
Oh yeah.
And then you go under the bridge and just where the TSB used to be. It's just down there, and the BFI is just on you.
Right.
So if you want to see some films,
I mean, if you're going to go and see that, you might want to take your A to Z.
Yeah, that's right. And then that'll be it after Michael Clark and the films. That's the end of the festival for this year, for 2007.
Yeah. So I think it's probably appropriate now to kind of look at the highlights, really.
Yeah.
Being the highlights and the lowlights. And think about what the kind of impact of the festival is going to be.
Exactly.
There's been some great stuff.
Yeah,
and I've been thinking about like each of the individual people that come and see a show, like that they go away and they take something with them when they go
right.
home.
And then because of that, it's hard to judge the impact, isn't it? Immediately, you're not going to know.
Exactly, because they'll go and they'll talk to other people about some of the ideas and some of the thoughts in the festival, and then that will kind of travel through space. So if you think about it, somebody might have come from like China to come and see a show, like been in London, seen something, and then it'll spread. Like that.
So the ideas, and that's what you want really as an artist, isn't it? You want people to come and see your shows, and then just kind of your ideas to kind of spread through the world.
And not only will it be spreading through the world in space, but also the ideas and the feelings of the festival will spread through time as well. And so in the future, whether it be tomorrow or next week or in years to come, people will think back to this, which has been very special, Dance Umbrella 2007, which I'm sure will live long in our hearts and in our minds. How was that?
Yeah, I thought that was alright.
Yeah?
But kind of spreading this way, spreading that way, it kind of spread a little bit thin for me. You know what I mean? You could have just...
Should we finish with a joke?
Well, I was going to say it was a bit of a low end. Did you know any jokes?
No. See you next year.